lose sleep at night? Grab your pillow tight. Do you struggle to find why Han and Luke had to die? Are you just a mess? Does Hollywood leave you stressed because their sequels are more important than fan requests? Hold on to your chair, cause talking poop takes you there. You might have to change into some new underwear. Talking poop.
I cut my ball sack this morning, shaving my pubes, and
I nicked my ball sack. I just got a brand new razor, and I got too close to the ball sack, and I nipped my freaking sack.
We always do it on the same. It's weird. We're always in sync like that.
It's like our sacks.
Welcome to Talking Poop.
Welcome to Talking Poop, everybody. I'm your host, Jason Bromley, and this here with me, this crazy wacky guy next to me, is Brian the Machine Gun. Brian, I'm really upset because like a lot of podcasts, people just go by their nicknames.
Right.
And they have like I've heard like Goobs and like I don't know what else. There's other names. People have nicknames. I've always wanted a nickname and I've never been given a nickname. You are Brian the Machine Gun, of course.
Which I've asked you to not do the machine gun part.
But I really like it. And
I'm
gonna narrow it down. I'm just gonna start calling you Guns on the show. Right. I like it. But like no one's ever given me a nickname, and I've always wanted one. So I think I'm just going to come up with my own nickname and hope that it catches on.
Yeah, and then just start saying someone calls me this and it'll stick. I tried that in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Did not work.
Yeah.
My family laughed at me a lot, so.
For some reason, in like first grade, the teacher asked like, if like on our first day, she was like, if anybody else has another name that you're called at home or whatever, go ahead and let me know and I'll call you that. And so I raised my hand.
Toilet Destroyer!
I raised my hand and I said, they call me Mark at home. And she said, why do they call you Mark? And I was like, I don't know. It's weird. They just do. And the teacher was like, I'm sitting there like later in the afternoon and she's like, Mark. And I'm just like sitting there coloring.
That's
and she's
me.
Like, Mark, they don't call you Mark at home, do they? And I was like, no, what? They do. No, they do.
Everyone does.
Everyone does.
All my friends.
I just didn't hear you. And my name's Mark. And then she was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and call you Jason. And from that moment on, like, that was like, I really remember like a deep
this kindergarten teacher just crushed Jason's nickname.
Yeah, I remember that. And so from this day forward, I want you to call me Jables.
That's Jack Black.
Well, come on, man. I need it.
I was going to go Razzle Dazzle, but.
That's somebody else's nickname too.
No, okay. Well, Machine Gun isn't exactly original.
No, but if your name is Brian Gunn, Machine Gun goes with it.
We're having an awkward nickname fucking conversation. Get me out of here.
Seriously. So what you're telling me is that my chosen nickname is not even good enough for you.
If you really want me to call you Jables, I probably still won't.
My name is Jason Bromley. That doesn't lend itself well to nicknames at all.
It's probably why you never get one.
Maybe.
Jason is a pretty sweet name all by itself. I'm not going to lie.
There's a famous Jason, as in a famous killer from Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And then, of course, of the Argonauts.
Yeah, well, that's the better one that you want to go by.
Right. But nobody, if somebody called me Argy, like, I'd be okay with that.
You're really fishing. It's just, Jack Black goes by Jables,
Well, I'm JB. He's JB.
Yeah.
Why can't I be Jables too?
Okay.
Call me Jables too.
Jables too. Jason's not very good at coming up with names. As you can see, we have Talking Poop.
Fine.
Jables.
Just call me Jason.
That's what I was going to do anyways.
God damn it. All right, Brian Machine Gun, do you want to tell the people what we're here to talk about today?
We are here to talk about one of the worst movies ever fucking made.
What you mean is one of the best?
I think most people are going to go ahead and agree with me on this one. It's about Suicide Squad, that fucking hot garbage disaster of a film that they rushed out and didn't do any justice to the DC universe.
I disagree.
And in fact, they hurt the DC. No, I heard David Ayers, the director, had to come up with his screenplay in 6 weeks.
What?
And that makes a lot of sense because that movie feels like a rough draft.
I know, yeah. I know even David Ayers himself has come forward and said that he's not thrilled with the final outcome.
He's not even thrilled with his own choices, which I want to get into later about like who's the villain. even he said, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, and there was probably some pressure from the studio on
For
that.
sure, probably.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of pressure for even who the character choices that he got to use were.
We've talked about that a lot where, you know, the artist isn't necessarily the one that gets to make the final decisions.
But David Ayers is an artist. Like, he is so good.
I love End of Watch. I liked Fury. I didn't love Fury, but I liked it.
Yeah.
It was a little too, like, over the top dramatic for me.
I thought
like, to be a good war movie.
Yeah.
You know?
But the behind the scenes story on Fury is almost better than the movie itself.
See, I have not heard that.
Those guys, like, went through it and, like, lived in a tank together for, like,
Did they?
2 months. Like, Shia LaBeouf knocked his own teeth out.
See, and Shia LaBeouf, I know a lot of people think he's just an insane, crazy person, but he's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, for a big reason is because he does those crazy things.
He refused to shower for the entire time until Brad Pitt was like, I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't fucking shower.
Which is funny because I heard when Brad Pitt first came to Hollywood, he was like such a hippie, like go type of guy that he didn't shower. And his coworkers were the ones that were like, dude, you, like, please, please, you look great. You fucking smell terrible.
I've heard Zac Efron refuses to bathe too.
Really?
It's all these like studly, sexy dudes that women just want.
I would bathe
and they
Zac
fucking
Efron.
stink. I would bathe. Yeah, I would give him a sponge bath with my tongue.
For sure.
I mean, with a big
With a sponge. With a sponge.
And only for medical purposes, not for gay purposes.
I was talking about for gay purposes. Did you not see Baywatch?
I did see Baywatch. And,
him and The Rock. Okay, going to see that in theaters was a bad idea. I had my coat over my lap the entire time.
That's rough, man. You pulled like a Pee Wee Herman in a normal movie.
And then I tried to I cut the bottom of the popcorn out. And I put it on, on my lap there. But anyways, my wife said she didn't want any popcorn, so I just ended up with
I can imagine after she saw you cut that hole.
Yeah, I was trying to be subtle about it, and so I just went home with a greased up buttery penis.
That's rough, man. I've been there. I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
We can all relate.
For sure.
So, I was excited at the prospect of Suicide Squad. I thought it was weird that they were going to do Suicide Squad so early in the DC pantheon.
Which,
as we know, now that we have the benefit of hindsight, we can see that the whole Warner Brothers plan was a foul.
Their whole plan was... Man, Marvel's is really having a great success over there. Let's try to copy what's successful, but not do any of the base work.
Right.
Like any of the foundation for the movies like they did. And we've, and not just us, other people beat that dead horse to death. We've talked about that a lot. It was a terrible plan.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why you're trying to redeem Suicide Squad on this podcast, because it's fucking terrible. Will Smith just the other day, which I don't know how they're making a sequel to this, but they're making Suicide Squad 2.
They're making Suicide Squad 2.
And Will Smith said he's out.
Yeah, he's done.
He does not want to fucking do it because it's garbage.
First off, it's not going to be garbage. It's going to be amazing. Disney fired James Gunn from the
travesty
from the Guardians of the Galaxy series because of text messages that he wrote over a year ago.
Yeah, like 7 years ago.
Right, yeah, like a long time ago, before he was even doing Guardians.
I think it was tweets. He had tweets that were 7 years old.
Yeah,
and someone was like, "Look at this shit."
Yeah,
it's like, man, if you're looking at stuff I did 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago,
seriously,
I'll be in jail.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
These things have a statute of limitations on them.
I agree. Especially a tweet should have a fucking statute of limitation. So Disney fired his ass off of a property that is 100% like his baby.
Right.
And Warner Brothers is like, we don't give a fuck. Come over here because
please help us.
We need help. But I worry because Warner Brothers, this is not the first time Warner Brothers has done that.
Right.
When they were like, Justice League fucking sucks. What are we going to do? What do? They're like, is there anybody at Disney who's not on board? Josh Whedon, who did Avengers. You should come over here and you should finish, Justice League. But
every Warner Brothers DC movie coming out I always hear about reshoots, re-edits, last minute changes, or if not mid shooting, change the director, change this, change that. Nothing seems to go smoothly for those movies on those sets, or through the whole process. It's just not going well.
No, yeah, and it's because they fundamentally went about it wrong, that they tried to copy Marvel, but they were like, instead of like, they weren't trying to do it exactly like Marvel. They were just looking at Marvel and going, okay, let's jump straight to our Avengers.
Specifically, right. They looked at Avengers. Yeah. And then everyone forgot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was an Iron Man movie. Oh, yeah. There was 2 Hulk movies that people just forget about.
Well, and that's
Thor.
The thing. When you look at that too, Marvel doesn't not fuck it up either. Marvel fucked up a bunch and just like, is like, oh, yeah, we fucked up that Hulk movie. That was embarrassing. Made another Hulk movie. Fucked it up because we cast the wrong guy as the Hulk because Edward Norton didn't play well with others.
Yeah, it turns out he likes to rewrite the script. He thinks he knows everything better, so he's like, I'm changing this.
He comes on as an actor and he's like, I get final cut of the movie, right? And they're like, no, that's unheard of for an actor to get final cut of a movie. And he's like, well, but I'm Edward Norton. And they're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. And so, so he was pissed about his Hulk movie, so they recast him.
Perhaps you've seen me in such things as Fight Club and
Death to Smoochie.
Others.
I was in several others. So they went with Ruffalo, and then they're like, bang, got it right. Everybody loves Hulk.
No, he's a great Bruce Banner, and he's a great Hulk.
He's great, but he never had to carry his own movie. Could he carry his own movie?
Yeah, I think if they did one with Ruffalo now, it'd be cool. I mean, like the latest Thor movie was also kind of a Hulk movie.
It was kind of a Hulk movie.
And that comic book series is Planet Hulk. Yeah. They just, for the movie, they were just like, yeah, fucking throw Thor in there too. Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, no, for sure. But alas, we're not talking about Disney's mistakes. We're talking about Warner Brothers' mistakes.
There's a lot. Strap in.
Or successes in the case of Suicide Squad. I'll be the first to say Suicide Squad is not perfect
or good,
but it is,
or watchable.
It's very good and it's very watchable, and I do look forward to the sequel. I think that there's a lot of potential with a sequel.
Okay, yeah, you're right. There is a lot of potential. Just like there was a lot of potential for the first one. Just like there was a lot of potential for Batman vs. Superman. Just like there was a lot of potential for Justice League. Just like there was, I mean, I could go on and on here about every movie. I'm so sick of hearing this. Like, trailer looks good. Trailer looks fucking great. Like, okay, cool. Apparently Warner Bros. Figured out how to make a good superhero trailer. They just can't carry it on for fucking 90 minutes.
I think that there's a good potential that by the end of this podcast, we're going to be slapping each other.
Yeah.
But...
You promise?
And then it'll turn into a wrestling match, and then gay stuff is going to start happening.
I mean, we're already pantsless, so...
I can't argue with you with my pants on. Like, I want to start...
We get way too heated.
Yeah, I want to start with an equal playing field, and I want my whole groin area to be cool and available to the wind blowing through the windows right now. All right, so let's talk about it from the beginning. So they started off great with the with David Ayers, like
good choice.
Good choice, yeah. He did Training Day also.
Yeah, Training Day and End of Watch are definitely two of my favorite cop movies.
End of Watch for sure is probably in my top 5 of all time.
Man, End of Watch is like
fucking movie.
That's hard to rewatch because you know what's gonna happen and you're just like, man, I love these two so much. Yeah, that's tough, man.
Yeah, would have actually liked to see both of them in Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
I think that would have been good casting. I guess they actually did go to Jake Gyllenhaal for the Joker. And he turned it down.
Well, good for him.
There was like 4 Jokers before they got to Jared Leto. Yeah, he was not the first on the list.
You know why? Is because everyone else went, I think Heath Ledger just did that, and he died, and we're sort of going to honor his memory and not reboot it right the fuck away. Because it was so good that we don't want to tarnish it. And then Jared Leto's like, I'll tarnish it. And they fucking trashed it. That's the worst Joker I've ever seen on screen. It's fucking terrible.
So Brian has some very strong views about the Joker. Let's talk about the Joker, Brian.
Yeah, let's talk about the Joker.
So their first choice for the Joker was Ryan Gosling. What do you think of that?
What the fuck?
What do you think of that?
The dude from The Notebook. That's correct? Same guy, right?
But he's also the one from... what's that Russell Crowe one?
That is a good one. Where they're the private eye and that's an awesome movie.
He's really good in that.
He is, but he's not fucking Joker material. Well, I mean, people said the same thing about Heath Ledger, and Ryan Gosling is a good actor.
Ryan Gosling also is kind of a weirdo. He's a
but he's not the
method actor.
First one I would go to.
Not my first choice, but he definitely has a charisma the ladies would like. And I think that he could have done good in that because they were going for, before Leto even got his fingers on it, they were going for more of like a gangster. They said that the Joker had always been based on like Mexican drug cartel guys.
No.
So
It's not true.
What? Well, what did you...
It's like, he's not based on that.
Well, it's not based on that, but that was they were always going for like a more like modern, tatted up fucking Joker.
Why?
With like a grill and shit.
Why?
Well, because they had to do something different with it.
Or
they could have been more traditional and more true to the character than anyone's ever been.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
So
that's how I would have went with it.
So I'm just saying, I'm just going to make an argument here that we on Talking Poop Podcast always like it when they stay true to characters and true to their origins with the essence of the character.
I agree.
And now you're saying they didn't stay true to that, but you're okay with it now.
No. Okay. First off,
lawyered.
I don't know if you remember, but I was one of the biggest proponents for the Fuck Jared Leto campaign when it first was announced that he was being the Joker. Same as I am not on board for the Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
It's going to be better than Jared Leto's, but I don't know if it's going to be good.
Right. It's going to be interesting for sure. I'm going to be seeing it.
And I think Joaquin Phoenix is on another level as an actor than Jared Leto.
Jared Leto is on another planet, but that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, he's on his own planet.
Yeah, he's on...
Don't forget, this is the dude from 30 Seconds to Mars. Like, musician first.
He's on whatever
Pretty
planet
boy second.
is 30 seconds away from Mars.
Oh.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just agree with it. Okay. So anyway, so Jared Leto is a weird choice. I've never been a fan of Jared Leto. He killed it in Requiem for a Dream, but he also, like, that movie is unwatchable after you've seen it. Like, trying to watch that a second time
up there with Schindler's List.
I really want to ruin my day, so I'm going to watch Requiem for a Dream.
Right.
Yeah.
He was really good in Alexander.
I don't really recall his performance in Alexander. I remember when he got really fat to play the dude who killed John Lennon. That was crazy.
Which... I felt like he was doing that more for attention. Like, look at me, I can do what Christian Bale does. I'm a real actor.
Well, that's kind of like Jared Leto's whole thing to me, is it feels like every acting choice he makes is what's going to make headlines.
Yeah.
You know?
The whole, like, Jared Leto's on set playing pranks on his coworkers as Joker to get more into character. And then you find out, like, he's throwing dead rats in their trailers and shit. And you're like, that's not really a prank.
And he sent the dude that played Killer Croc used condoms.
Yeah, like, again...
Like, first off, a Joker used condom from Jared Leto is very easy to find. That's, like, one of the easiest, like, token Hollywood souvenirs you can find. Is
I stepped on two walking up your driveway. So...
Yeah, it's not... A used Jared Leto condom is not, like, a trivial thing.
Yeah. And again, the Joker... wouldn't...
Yeah, why would... The Joker wouldn't waste his time, like, sending anything, really, in the mail.
Well, first of all, the Joker doesn't use condoms. That's a fact.
That's true, yeah. Why would he?
He goes raw dog all the time.
Yeah. I think he has a little smile tattooed on the end of his cock.
I wouldn't be surprised. Quick side story.
Uh-oh.
I had a friend who had tattoos head to toe.
Yeah.
And so I asked him, obviously, if you have shaved your head and you have a tattoo from the crown of your head on your face and you filed your teeth and you have a tattoo all the way down your feet, I have to know.
Yeah.
Do you have a tattoo on your dick?
Right.
And he was like, yes, I do. And I was like, I gotta see it. So he got drunk enough to show me his dick, and it's...
Or did he get drunk and pass out and you decided?
No, but I would have.
Okay, all right.
And it's the little mouth part from Alien that pops out. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Dude, that's hardcore.
Yeah. And it was like a lot of ink. Like, it wasn't just an outline of it. Like, he sat there for a while. Like multiple sessions of ink.
Can you imagine how bad that hurt?
No. Fuck. No, I have one tattoo, and I'm like, cool. That's it.
Seriously, yeah. Like, mine, I got one on my arm, and it made me cry a little bit.
I mean, you cried a little bit because there was no ice in the ice maker machine, so.
Well, yeah. I get emotional. Fuck you.
But the whole tatted up Jared Leto thing, Joker thing just doesn't work for me.
I mean, I agree with you. Like, when I first saw it, I was hoping it was a joke. Warner Brothers even, like, issued a statement right afterwards, and they're like, whoa, guys, that was just a screen test. That wasn't, like, what he's actually going to look like. And then he full on fucking,
and then he just looked like. It looked exactly like that.
So I thought that was pretty chicken shit.
And then he's driving that stupid purple Lamborghini. It's a Lamborghini, I think.
I'm pretty sure he borrowed that from Bam Margera.
And then he's also laying in the middle of all those weapons in that scene. You're like, this is so fucking dumb.
So I just rewatched...
You know what I liked? Heath Ledger just burning a mountain of money going, yeah, explosives and gasoline are cheap.
Yes.
No, that was Jared Leto's driving around a Lamborghini. What the fuck?
Here's my thing with the Jared Leto's Joker choice is that I think he took the easier route, which was go completely balls to the wall and be shocking with it. And it was shocking, and it is jarring. And the way he laughs is shocking and jarring, and his fucking grill is shocking and jarring. Even the coloring of his hair is too light green, and it's jarring. He doesn't have any eyebrows. That's jarring. He lays out all the guns and bombs and everything, which I was like, why would anybody in the fucking world do that? But if anybody in the fucking world would do that, it wouldn't. The Joker.
No, it wouldn't be the Joker. He's planning shit.
And so
do you know how long that would take? And he couldn't leave. He had to like do all that and then lay down. Like,
well, I feel like the Joker has a lot of spare time on his
where
hands.
He's planning.
But you know what was really weird is that I just rewatched it, and he also has baby onesies in that whole mix. Why does he have baby onesies in there? That's real weird.
You say all those things are shocking and jarring. What shocked and jarred me way more than anything Jared Leto did is when fucking Heath Ledger popped up, grabbed Gumbel and was like, "Want to know how I got these scars?" And he's fucking licking his lips and he's telling all about the story how his dad cut him. And it was like, that's shocking and jarring. And that lines up with the Joker. Right. And that scared the shit out of me. Nothing Jared Leto did scared me.
You know, well, another thing that's kind of funny
except for the fact that I thought I might have to see him in another movie as Joker. Like, a sequel with him might scare me.
Another thing that I thought was funny is that I read that he went around in New York and LA and just, like, practiced laughs to see what would be more jarring to people in the street. Can you imagine, like, seeing Jared Leto at, like, Taco Hut or whatever, and he's like... And you're like, what the... Was that Jared Leto laughing like an asshole? Like, what?
And then punch him and say, don't ever use that laugh for Joker.
That's not... You're not practicing to be the Joker, are you? And he's like...
Was that your Joker laugh? Because I will kick the shit out of you, sir.
I think we have to admit... We have to agree here. You might not, but... I think the best Joker laugh was Jack Nicholson's. It sounded the most like a real laugh. And it was also haunting.
I can...
Even Leto's was kind of forced.
Yeah, Leto's was very forced.
Or not Leto, sorry. Ledger's was, I thought, kind of forced.
He doesn't,
kind of
but he doesn't
laugh.
He doesn't laugh a whole lot, except he uses it more as like an exclamation at the end of like a phrase or a sentence or something. He doesn't really like just laugh to laugh. Like in the comic books or in the cartoons, you'll see Joker just like running and laughing all the time. Mm-hmm. You're not going to catch like Ledger doing that.
Right.
But no, Jack Nicholson definitely had a great Joker laugh.
Can you think of an actor right now that would be better at the Joker
than Jared Leto?
Than anybody? Like who could kill it if you were going to do it again? Like I say, leave the character alone. Just like I really hope they leave Wolverine alone. I know they won't, but I want them to.
I wouldn't mind seeing someone else do Wolverine because I didn't think Hugh Jackman does it. Like I don't think he does a great job.
Really?
Yeah. People are so used.
You know, this is going to be aired to people in the world. They're going to find you.
Fight me.
I forgot who we're talking to here.
People are just so used to Hugh Jackman as Wolverine that they forget that, like, if you go look at the cartoons and comics, he's different. He's way more, like, coarse and confrontational. He's not a team player. He doesn't fucking play well with others. He doesn't have that much dialogue. He's a main character, but he doesn't talk a lot. He's fucking Wolverine.
Right.
Okay? He's there for action. He's there to kick ass. He doesn't care about the objective. He doesn't care about your overall mission.
Right.
He's just sort of there for himself. He wants to find out his past and all that. But he's never really like a big team player in the X-Men. He'll come and go as he pleases.
They were trying to give Wolverine an arc, and so they really beat to death.
They really did.
Struggling with his past. Yeah. We're like, we fucking get it. You know?
And I'm sorry, but like when you take Hugh Jackman and you make him, he's Wolverine, but he's also the same guy that sings his ass off in Les Mis. It just doesn't click for me.
So you want him to be Wolverine on screen and off, like just...
I'm just saying Hugh Jackman as an actor. He is a musician. He is a singer. He does all those other things. He didn't have a really like tough guy role until Wolverine.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I would like to see Tom Hardy as Wolverine. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that would be good.
And for Joker, I wouldn't mind seeing... I know he said he's retired, and he only does... obviously he doesn't do movies like this, but Daniel Day-Lewis would he's such a crazy method actor, and he's probably, in my opinion, he's probably the best actor in Hollywood right now.
Right.
He would blow that role out of the fucking water, and he would give people nightmares as Joker.
You're right.
Go watch There Will Be Blood, where he's just playing a capitalist, and he fucking scares you. And now imagine that he's a supervillain. Like, I think I've always wanted to see him as Joker.
No, yeah, I can see how that would be interesting.
But that leads to a whole nother problem with Suicide Squad. Is the fact that they made a huge deal about we're casting a new Joker. Have a new Joker. He's redesigned. In that trailer, the amazing trailer they made for Suicide Squad, there was clearly a badass car chase between Batman and Joker.
Right.
And we saw 5 seconds of that. And then it turns out they put all this work into Joker. They cast somebody with this huge name, and he's barely in the movie. He's not the main villain.
Yeah.
And that's what David Ayers got on Twitter and said, I probably shouldn't have made Enchantress the main villain. I probably should have just stuck with Joker, and we could have done a similar story. The whole thing was she was going to blow up the world or whatever if they didn't stop her in time or some bullshit like that. Joker could do that all the time, you know?
Well, and that's
replace those stupid fucking zombies with Joker's henchmen.
Yeah.
And have Joker in the middle ready to launch the missiles. I mean,
I think that Suicide Squad works best when it's playing more realistic, when it's at least grounded, because the characters are so
did not work.
I know you're right, and I agree with that. The characters are so outlandish that you need to ground it more in reality, and by having it the Joker and having it his henchmen, that was another thing, is that those black things, or I guess they were eyeballs or whatever they were.
I don't know.
That first off, they were supposed to be real people. So you're not taking it away, like, and that's something like, okay, I'm getting all heated here. So,
see, he doesn't like it either.
It does. Okay. So the henchmen that she creates, she's creating out of human beings. I understand the whole idea behind henchmen or behind like, things that don't bleed and aren't human. That helps you get your PG-13 rating.
Right.
You know, you can shoot them in the face, you can hit them with a baseball bat, and you still have your PG-13. But they made it that she was turning real people into these things. And my 5-year-old kid just watched Suicide Squad with me. Okay. Yes, I am a horrible father.
Good parent.
But he noticed that, like he's like, oh, those used to be people? And they're killing them, Dad. And he was like, he killed that policeman, Dad. And I'm like, yeah, like kids get that shit.
Yeah.
So you fucking wasted your whole like downplaying the human casualty aspect,
right? The
collateral damage aspect of it by using that trope that there were people before.
On top of that, on top of the supernatural element that comes with Enchantress, it doesn't make any sense for Suicide Squad to be the one to go take her down, because if you look at that squad, other than, I don't remember the characters' names because I've seen this movie once and that was enough for the rest of my life. So the Hispanic guy with the fire,
El Diablo.
Okay, besides El Diablo and Killer Croc, everyone else in that squad is, I think, pretty normal. They're mortal. I mean, Deadshot, he can shoot really well. Margot Robbie or Harley Quinn. The one redeeming quality of that movie is Margot Robbie in those shorts.
Is it Robbie or is it Robbie?
I don't know.
I think it's Robbie because she's not like French.
Could be Robbie. I don't know. She's Australian. Maybe
She's not Australian. All right, keep talking. We're going to figure this out.
Either way, we should invite her onto the podcast so we can clear this up.
For sure. Margot, if you're out there, please come to Talking Poop.
Pretty please.
We would love to have you on.
You are the one redeeming quality of this movie, but unfortunately,
she's the one redeeming quality of like my faith in humanity.
It's true
that there's something so beautiful in this world.
Well, what was amazing is when I was a kid, I had the hugest crush on Jamie Presley, and now that I'm an adult, now I can have a crush on Margot Robbie or whatever it is, because they are basically twins. Like, that's cool.
Well, one definitely has a more illustrious career.
Yeah, for sure. But I do think Jamie Presley.
That's why I feel bad for Margot Robbie, because Jamie Presley just blows it. I mean, how many times has she just made an Academy Award-winning performance?
My name is Earl. Unfortunately, what we got from that movie was a bunch of disgusting people dressing up in the Harley Quinn outfit for the next 5 fucking Halloweens.
That is a definite problem.
Yeah, that was
with her being that sexy.
Yeah,
it made every lady think. And I'm not body shaming.
And what did the shirt say?
Daddy's Little Monster.
Daddy's Little Monster. I mean, if I haven't seen that shirt at least once a day since that movie comes out, like, right, I'll eat my dirty underwear.
Well, you would do that anyway, but
it's nutritious. You have to put it back in your body.
But yeah, there's some ladies out there. There's some sexy ladies that I see dress up like Harley Quinn, and I'm just like, dirty.
Yeah, don't do that.
Dirty strippery chicks. Well, just ruin it.
Personally, for me, I don't like it when there's like one Halloween outfit that you see, 5,000 people wearing.
Yeah, that always kills it for me.
Yeah. But as I was saying, I don't think anyone else in that squad besides El Diablo and Killer Croc. And Killer Croc's just a fucking giant lizard in that movie who can hit things. Like, they didn't do a good job on him because he does not look like that in the cartoons.
Jesus
or
Christ,
the comics.
you're right. She's Australian.
Yeah, I told you.
She's from Dalby, Queensland, Australia.
I'm pretty sure it's exactly what I said.
Yep.
Dalby, Queensland.
Yep. She was born in 1990. We are two
Hey,
dirty, disgusting fucks.
I was born in 88.
Oh.
So, Margot Robbie, what's up?
I was born in 78.
Yeah, you're a disgusting little fuck. Don't lump me in with you.
But she's definitely like...
man.
She's definitely like my get out of jail free. Like, my wife has to understand that, like, and of course, if I met her, of course, the first thing she's going to do is be like, okay, who wants to fuck me?
Right. I assume that's what celebrities do all day is they travel around
if
fucking
you're
their
that
fans.
hot,
yeah,
you go around and you fuck the fans that it's their dream to fuck you.
Right. That's all they do.
Right. And I appreciate that.
What's cool is...
I'll do it for my fans when I get famous.
Right.
Yeah.
No problem, ladies.
Yeah, ladies,
no problem.
If you want to come and fuck me, like, I understand. If I'm your get out of jail free.
My wife's got to understand. These are my fans.
These are my fans.
And I will do anything for my fans.
We have to do anything for the fans. Exactly. Which includes fucking them sometimes.
It's tragic.
In the butts, if they want it, you know? Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not too good that I won't fuck you in the butt, ladies. Or gentlemen.
I have gentleman fans out there?
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be guys that are like, you're my get out of jail free, my boyfriend.
And don't worry, because in 30 seconds, it's going to be all over.
Exactly. Like, we're not going to be in love. You're just going to get a taste, a short, small taste.
Very short. Yeah.
Of what we're all about.
Very small.
Very small. Brian the Machine Gun. All right, so I guess we agree then on Margot Robbie as Harlequin. Yeah. And we're going to see her again.
That was the one cool thing was that was supposed to have all these spin-offs. She was supposed to get her own movie or her own show or something. Sirens of Gotham, I think.
They were all... It was rumored that they were going to do like a Harlequin movie. They were going to do a Joker and Harlequin movie.
Suicide Squad came out and it was so bad. All those spin-offs are dead.
All those spin-offs are dead. And
for some reason they're making a sequel. I'm like, really? Hollywood, you never do this.
Well, they changed the Sirens thing into Birds of Prey. So instead of Sirens would have been like Catwoman and Poison Ivy.
And Harley Quinn. And that could have been really cool. That could have
been a hot commodity. Now they've changed it.
Did you see friggin' Poison Ivy in the Arkham games?
Oh, fuck yeah. She literally was wearing a red t-shirt. Yeah. And the rest was just foliage.
Plants have never given me a boner before that.
Yeah.
Like, now I can't eat a salad without thinking about her.
Seriously, like, I think that like
because that's gross,
a plant-made vagina would feel great.
I'm willing to try it.
I'm willing to try it. And I don't know what it is, but I think...
science.
For science, exactly. Not because we're weird sexual perverts.
No, not at all.
No, not because we want to fuck a salad.
Just like that one time.
I mean...
It's a Caesar salad.
Yeah. Like, good. I was naked. I sat down on the couch. The couch had a carrot on it. A full-size carrot. And it got stuck in my butt. So what?
Does that make me gay for carrots?
Does that make me gay? No. It doesn't make me gay. It makes me somebody that likes to be comfortable in my home. And yes, maybe some of my produce is laying around on my couch.
Okay, but why did you eat the carrot afterwards is what I want to know.
Because I'm not going to waste food. There's starving kids in Africa, Brian.
It's true.
Oh, shit. So, anyway, where were we? Salad fucking.
I think we were talking about salad fucking. No, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn was great. They did that's the one thing they could do in this movie well. They cast certain parts well. Will Smith.
Let's talk about Will Smith.
You're never gonna not get me to see a Will Smith movie.
Will Smith wasn't cast because he was the right guy for Deadshot.
Yeah,
he was
Deadshot's
cast
a white
because he's Will. Exactly. And he was cast because he's Will Smith.
Right.
And Deadshot is very clearly wears a white mask.
Yes.
With a little eye shot thing on it. And I think Will Smith wore that mask for 15 seconds in the movie. And there was no need for it. You should have just gotten rid of the mask because when he puts it on, you're like, wait, why?
Yeah. Yeah. You can cast Will Smith as pretty much anything and I'll give it a shot. That guy's amazing.
Really? The genie in Aladdin? Have you seen the pictures of that, Brian?
Not his fault that they made him blue. Again, they should have made Jack Black the genie.
That would have been amazing.
Can you imagine, like, who better to pick up Robin Williams' legacy?
Exactly.
And if Jack Black is naked and blue, it's just kind of like, well, yeah.
Right.
Like,
you would have laughed in, like, joy.
Yeah.
Instead of scowling in horror when you see Will Smith. Plus, Will Smith, there was a Will Smith that we had, Brian, and that's who you're still in love with. That Will Smith is gone, and you need to admit it, that he's gone.
Because he keeps trying to make movies for his kid. It's fucking Jaden Smith.
He wants to make movies with his kid.
Yeah.
And he wants to be like, he wants to make movies that he can be like, hey, Jaden, look, your dad still got it.
I just wish we could have like new episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You know what? A lot of people are saying that that's what the genie is him trying to pretend he's still the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, that's when he was funny.
Oh, right.
And that's what he's going to be doing with this genie thing, is trying to be a comedian. Will Smith is not a comedian. The funniest thing he ever did in a movie is when in Bad Boys, when he's looking at that stripper and you just see her foot moving and he's moving his head with the foot. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I think he's a pretty funny guy. I wouldn't say he's like a comedian. He doesn't do stand-up comedy or anything, but he's a funny dude. I was happy that he was in Suicide Squad. Obviously, we talked about I was happy Margot Robbie was in Suicide Squad. Viola Davis, I think, is an amazing actress. I don't remember that guy's
Amanda
name.
Waller, though, is a 300-pound fat black chick. And then they made her like Viola Davis.
Right.
Which Viola Davis is great. She has a very commanding presence.
She does. She scares me through the TV.
Yeah, like I believe that she could like...
If she looked at me through the TV and was like, eat your vegetables and go to bed, I'd be like, yes, ma'am.
Right.
And go do it.
And there for me ends the brilliant casting.
Well, and then the guy, I like the guy, I can't remember his real name, and he was in charge of the team.
Yeah, so that's... The character's name is Randall Flagg.
Okay.
And
I like him in pretty much everything I see that guy in.
I don't like that guy. He was the new RoboCop, dude.
Yeah, I liked it with him.
What?
But I thought he did a good job. I didn't think that movie was good.
Fuck that.
He did a good job.
Fuck that. No. He's no Peter Weller.
Well,
his name's Joel Kinnaman, by the way, just so that we're on the same page with who we're talking about here.
Okay.
Altered Carbon was okay on Netflix, but really, he just seems like a dime store actor to me.
Yeah.
And he always plays a tough guy, and I don't buy him that much.
That's exactly what he was cast for in Suicide Squad.
But do you know who was originally cast in that part?
Wait.
Oh,
I
blew it already.
All right. I was gonna guess the worst actor they could have for that. I was gonna guess they cast Michael J. Fox first.
No, well, that would have been awesome, actually, if he was just like shaking and shooting.
We got a tough guy role coming up. Who can we cast? Let's see. This is a WBDC film. Michael J. Fox.
No, it was actually Tom Hardy, and he then had scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, he bowed out. No, I think he read the script and was like, "Oh, I actually have a bunch of other stuff to do." Also, didn't make sense because he's already been Bane in the DC universe. I don't care whether it's supposed to cross over or not. Don't fucking do that to us.
Totally different thing.
Doesn't matter. Don't fucking do that to us.
But the reason he left was because he had to choose between that and The Revenant, and I think that he chose the right part.
Good fucking call. Let's get him on the podcast too. I wouldn't mind hanging out with that guy.
Yeah. Tom Hardy, Margot Robbie. Let's make it just a sexy sandwich up in here.
Yeah, I would have sex with either one of them.
Although I heard Tom Hardy doesn't really get along with anyone. So.
I've heard he's just a guy who likes his privacy, and I can respect that. Like, I can really understand that. He's like, when I'm working, I'm working. But when I'm not shooting a movie, like, leave me the fuck alone.
Right. And
I'm kind of like, yeah, dude, I'm with you on that. Like, just lock the doors and close the curtains and fucking jam out with your clam out by yourself.
I'm glad we didn't get him in DC Universe, because I don't think we would have got him as Venom had he been in the DC Universe. So
I still have not seen Venom.
Oh, dude, he's great in Venom. And Venom is so much fun because of him. It would have been trashed if it wasn't him.
Yeah.
But it was so good with him. So I'm glad that he didn't play that small part in a DC character role too. Right. Although,
but they did get a guy. I don't remember the character's name, because I've only seen this garbage movie once, but that guy that looks a lot like Tom Hardy, the guy with the knives or whatever.
Yeah, Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang, thank you.
Right.
Yeah, what does he throw that boomerang once in that fucking movie?
In the extended cut, you see a lot of boomerang throwing. But you never once see the boomerang, like, you just see it like go off camera, and then like you can tell somebody just like tosses it to him off screen. He's like, oh, I've got a boomerang.
Yeah. He's definitely a Tom Hardy lookalike.
Yeah, and I don't like that actor either. That's Jay Courtney, and he took over for Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese in the new Terminator, and it was just a hot mess. Those Terminator films have been bad for a while, though. Terminator films are bad, but he was also in, I think he was in he was either Hunger Games or Divergent. It was Divergent. Yeah. And he just wasn't good in that either. He's just another one that I think is a trashy actor. But as far as his performances go, I liked him best as Captain Boomerang. Like the beard, the chops. He was always pulling beers out of his coat. And then he had that pink unicorn, which was like, what?
Which was just fucking weird. Was he fucking that thing? Like, were they
Pretty
trying
sure
to
he
like
was
play
fucking
around like the Deadpool thing? Like, I don't know, but
I think Deadpool is definitely deserves his pink unicorns. Like, he's earned them.
yeah,
He's got comic books to back that up.
right. And
Like,
then with this
to
one,
give
they
it
were
to
just
Captain
like,
Boomerang. It was
fucking
just like,
throw him a unicorn.
right.
What? And again, I knew he was going to survive because he got one of the 24 backstories that they decided to give in a jarring sequence of edits in this movie. That's probably my biggest problem with Suicide Squad is it's edited by a fucking team of monkeys. Like, just
it's edited like
throwing
it
shit
is
at the
weird
screen.
because it starts off like a music video and then turns into a movie in the second act, and then in the third act,
But how slow is the first? Like, it's so slow.
I really like the first act when they're doing all the background stories, they're doing the crazy music cuts,
Wrong.
and they're doing the MTV
They
video
they
editing.
throw in 24 backstories there that we mostly, for the most part, we don't need. You really don't need them. But
Right.
again, because they didn't develop these characters at all,
Right.
they had to do some of these things. And it sucks because they go, they're not like good at it like Tarantino is where he can go back and forth.
Right.
They just went back and forth and
That's the
jarred
thing.
you out of the plot.
I will agree with you there. They coulda, shoulda went through, and we get the backstories as we progress through the movie.
And it's like it was weird. I remember thinking like we saw Viola Davis doing her thing, and then we saw all of them in their cells, and it was like that would have been a good spot to tell me a little bit about each one. But no, they didn't.
Right.
They wait until they come up and they're on the squad or on the team, whatever. Then we start getting backstories that are completely interrupting the plot,
Right.
completely pulling us off the story structure. And then like we think they're all done. And then what's her face with the samurai sword jumps on the helicopter. Boom, backstory for her too. And you're like, man, we're trying to get to the meat of this movie. We're trying to get to the action of this fucking movie. And I disagree. That first act is terrible.
Yeah.
And it's way too long. And it's fucking build up for nothing. And then she gets a backstory. Her sword gets a backstory. I mean, what the fuck? And then one of the guys that got a backstory just got aced. Like, immediately.
No, that's the thing. He doesn't get a backstory.
Oh, that's
what's hilarious.
He doesn't get the
is that
backstory,
the
so
only
we
guy
all
that
knew
doesn't get a backstory
he
is
was
the
gonna
guy that gets
fucking die.
aced.
Yeah.
And so it's like, he doesn't even, they should have faked you out and given him like a really good backstory.
And again, that is another one of my problems is if you're trying to do a Suicide Squad / like Dirty Dozen type film where it's like, let's get bad dudes together. And the whole point of that is like a bunch of those bad guys, they kind of need to die at the end. Like, you can't really pull off a Dirty Dozen where
Right.
all of your bad guys come out of it squeaky clean and they're fine.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And I didn't like, and this is the scene you were watching as I rolled up, I didn't like when they're in the bar and they're like, fuck this mission. And then 10 seconds later, they're like, you know what? Let's do some good for once. And I'm like, why? Again, the essence of the characters, you're all fucking villains. Like, they have to put a bomb in your head to make you do what they want.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing, it should have been, you're trying to complete the mission, but you're also trying to find out how to get the bomb out of your head so you can get the fuck out of there. Not, let's do this to maybe, like, save our reputation.
Yeah.
To be good once in a while. Oh, now all of a sudden Deadshot's got a fucking kid? Like, are you kidding me?
It was kind of, they kind of like, they waited until they save Amanda Waller in the building, which was a weird, like, submission that they didn't really explain. Their mission, part of the problem is their mission is never clear from the beginning.
They don't tell them what they're doing. They tell them, you have to go save this hostage. Turns out the hostage is her.
Is her, right.
And then...
Which didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, again, dumb.
Yeah.
And again, wrong villain.
Yeah.
Joker was in this for, 30 fucking seconds?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
And it makes sense. They do say, like, at that point, like, they're like, they went on their mission so that they don't have to go back to jail. Yeah. I get that. Like, let's just do whatever they want to get us out of our cells, and then we'll move on from there. But
and again, going back to one of my earlier points, how are any of them supposed to be able to take on Enchantress? One thing Amanda Waller has at her disposal is a bunch of guys with guns.
Right.
Like, if your team was going to come, I mean, Harley Quinn's in there beating things with a bat.
Right.
How is that better than, 50 Marines with their fucking guns?
And that...
Yeah, Deadshot can shoot. You know who else can shoot? Every fucking dude with a gun in the movie. Like,
yeah, they got Scott Eastwood in there, who I will say is my vote for the next Batman. Although I'm getting some online flack for that.
why?
People are giving me some flashbacks.
Yeah,
on that.
you fucking stick with your Ben Affleck, and we'll fucking try something.
Yeah,
new.
we'll move
Fuck
on,
you guys.
Fucking idiots.
Fat Bat Affleck.
Or you can have your fucking Joey Lawrence
fight me,
or your goddamn shiny ass Robert Pattinson.
Oh,
is the other one they're talking about.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, he's in the running, like serious running.
I will blow up a movie studio.
And Armie Hammer is the other one, and he sucks too.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's a pretty boy, and I don't want a pretty boy.
He's a big muscular dude.
And
at least
never
like
showed
he's
good
got that.
acting abilities.
No,
I've seen Scott Eastwood act, and he's good.
He is good.
And he's got the look, and he's young enough. He could fucking do it, you know. And then I say Alexandria Daddario plays Catwoman and his love interest. And then I was saying Dave Bautista should be
Batista.
Dave Bautista should play Clayface.
Yeah,
and that would be a fucking amazing ass movie.
That would.
A younger cast. We started off from the beginning, and because we're doing that anyway. Like regardless, Affleck's out. They're saying Matt Reeves solo Batman is going to be a younger story, and they want to restart the thing.
I'm not excited. I'm sorry. Batman is my favorite superhero, and you fucked it.
Yeah, they fucked it up. No, I totally agree. And the only thing that's gonna fix it is time. If we can recover from George Clooney in Batman and Robin, then we can recover from Batfleck.
Bad nips.
The problem is that Batfleck wasn't awful. It just wasn't it.
Wasn't Batman.
Right.
That's for sure.
It would just and then
that's why I really liked that theory of like this Batman's not Bruce Wayne.
Right.
That was a cool fucking theory.
It was a cool idea.
Never, that it's another example of fans having better backstory and like better ideas than the fucking.
Seriously, if you want a good DC universe, just go read the Reddit threads.
Yeah, seriously,
everybody's got it fixed. We fixed the DC universe on this podcast.
We fixed it, and it's like, come in, get the fans involved. We'll help you.
Yeah, exactly.
Pull that $1 million stack of dollars out of your ass.
And now it seems like they, for a while there, they were going to do the Flashpoint thing, and that was our idea for them, like fixing the whole universe. Now that's kind of fallen to the wayside, and they're just like, well, now we don't have a connected universe. But we're going to keep Jason Momoa because he made $1 billion. Right. We're going to keep Gal Gadot because she made $1 billion. Right. But fucking Superman, Henry Cavill, and Bad Affleck, those two guys are gone because they didn't make the fucking money.
Which I thought Henry Cavill did a great job.
I thought he was great as Superman. Yeah. I just think he didn't get his right movie yet.
I'm not even a Superman fan, and I thought it was cool.
I love Superman, but he's a hard character to crack and make awesome.
For sure.
Yeah, in a movie, for sure.
It's hard. Your characters have to have flaws. And that's one thing going back to Suicide Squad is story, no matter what the story is, whether it's a superhero film or whether it's, a silent film in black and white. It's about character. Mm-hmm. And characters drive stories. We have to, first and foremost, your audience has to connect with a character that they can relate to and that they can get behind. It's not, just because your characters are villains doesn't mean we don't want to relate to them. We do. A lot of us have, evil, villainous thoughts inside. And Absolutely. Sometimes we want to see that on screen.
It's an exciting idea. This is the whole idea of Suicide Squad.
Right.
Is that they're villains and it's different. I wish the villains were villainous in Suicide Squad.
Exactly. And they didn't, I didn't feel a connection with any character in that entire movie because their backstories were rushed. They were thrown together. That whole screenplay, like I said earlier, feels like a rough draft. It feels like something that was a good idea, but it needs polishing. The whole Enchantress is the bad guy. That's something that you might write down in a rough draft, and then later as you're going through, you're like, man, this really doesn't work. I can fix this.
Right.
But if someone tells the director, you have 6 weeks to get me a screenplay, you don't have time to fix those things.
Right. Yeah. You can't rewrite it and be like, if we go with Joker and ground this thing more, it's going to be a better movie. He's like, fuck, I don't have time to fix this.
Yeah.
There's millions of dollars and hundreds of people online ready to do this. It becomes more important. We have to shoot this thing and get it out by a release date. Then how do we make this movie great?
And again, we heard about reshoots and re-edits and all that shit.
Yeah. Well, and that's where it gets confusing.
They just keep shooting themselves in the foot, man.
I feel like Harley Quinn's whole stories, the pieces that we saw were so disjointed and weird. But I felt
they wanted to show us how she got seduced by Joker, but they didn't really do a good job.
They didn't show us that at all.
The Arkham games, if you found the voice recordings, did a better fucking job without ever showing them on screen. Just through the voice recordings, which were like secret game material, did a better fucking job than a movie. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just garbage. It's fucking lazy writing. I don't know if it's lazy, but it didn't have time to reach its full potential. And it was rushed, just like everything else Warner Brothers and DC are doing. It's fucking rushed.
Right.
And it shows.
And I'll agree with you there. But, there's a huge but. I liked the color scheme. I liked the way the characters
look. Shit. That color scheme, you're right. Saved it. Fucking, you changed my mind, man. Now that I didn't even think about color scheme.
I
earlier.
hate you so bad right now.
It should get an Oscar for its color scheme. Color scheme is fucking dreary. It's dark. Yeah, they go into the city.
It's all
Everything's dark.
rainbowy. That's what I loved about it. And the flashbacks, when they cut to the flashbacks, they do these weird like filtery things over it, where it's like reds and blues and oranges and yellows.
Which was dumb, and it just took up time away from the story. It was just more jarring to pull you out of the main storyline again and again and again.
Also, the thing that I liked about it was that it had a soundtrack, which
Was actually pretty good.
The soundtrack was awesome. It mixed new stuff with old stuff, and it was very cool. Unfortunately, like, all the trailers now are like, well, now the Guardians of the Galaxy did a 70s soundtrack and everybody loved it. Let's use old songs in the trailer.
Yeah, but it's like, that works for the Guardians because, like, that was when he was last on Earth.
Yeah, it
like,
works.
It makes sense. Like, that's the music he has.
Exactly.
And it really does work for Guardians, but that doesn't mean you can fucking just squeeze it into everything.
Now they did it in Suicide Squad. They did, because they used Bohemian Rhapsody. Then in
Queen is
Justice
the best
League
band that has ever lived or ever will be.
I'll disagree with you there too.
Go fuck yourself.
Queen is the most overrated band.
Are you fucking kidding? I will fight you if you disparage Freddie Mercury.
I just watched Bohemian Rhapsody the movie too, and it was okay, but
it's not Freddie Mercury.
But Queen's music it's not that good. Brian, ow! Brian just assaulted me on a podcast.
Yeah, I don't do it again.
Brian, Queen. Okay, I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
But
that's how you solve problems, kids.
I would say that
if someone disagrees with you, use violence until they agree.
You hit them right in the cockles. Like, he got me right in the nuts where, like, when he first did it, I was more mad than in pain, but now I'm more in pain. It's really taking
it's a time bomb.
The anger out.
It's a time bomb.
It's like, it's getting hard to breathe, and I'm getting nauseated. My eyes are tearing up. I'm not crying. My eyes are tearing up from the
My eyes
anger.
are sweating.
So Justice League did it with Come Together.
Yeah. Oh, terrible fucking. I thought
Terrible
that was garbage.
song for that.
Garbage. Yeah. That's all about like peace and love. The Beatles fucking sang it. And it's all, fucking terrible.
And they just continue to do that. Which I think Aquaman had a fucking old song in it too. So they gotta stop doing that shit.
I didn't even see Aquaman because I was just like, I'm done with these DC movies for now.
Yeah, and you weren't wrong in doing that. Aquaman's a fun ride, and it's a great popcorn movie, but it certainly didn't deserve to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa, I love him, but he's not yet a leading man. Like, he's just his acting ability.
Yeah, he's good for roles like Conan. He's good as Khal Drogo in
He's
Game
even
of
great
Thrones.
as Aquaman. Aquaman is I think more enjoyable and just like. People are going to be mad at me, but I think he was more enjoyable in Justice League in a small dose than he was in his own movie.
Yeah. Like, I tried to watch Frontier. I mean, I'm a historical guy. That's about, like, when, the colonies are being founded and the fur trade and all this. Lots of conflict, lots of character development there. But he's the main character in it. And it's just, like, it's not just him either. It's a lot of bad acting. And also they made the Brits the villains. But, like, way, way over the top. Not just like, oh, we're villains, we're bad guys because we're trying to do what we do for money or like we want to make a buck. They're being evil to be evil, which is a really bad villain trope, I think. Don't make your character evil just because they like being evil. Like, they gotta have something there that is driving that. Everyone, even Hitler, thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Don't make your characters evil just to be evil. That's boring.
I think that the road to good intentions is paved in hell.
Interesting.
All right, Brian, let's get into some real shit here.
Yeah, can we do flush it?
Do you have any final thoughts on Suicide Squad?
Yeah, just take my word for it, and if you haven't done yourself the disservice of seeing this movie yet, don't. Just trust me, don't go fucking see it, and don't go see the sequel. And let's demand that Warner Brothers and DC make better quality movies before we give them any more of our fucking money. Vote with your dollars, people. That's the only thing they understand.
I agree with vote for your dollars, and that's why I was all about Alita last week, and we talked about that. Like,
no, it was good.
We've got to go out there and support other things other than just these Marvel movies.
Well, Marvel keeps making great fucking movies. They're not going to do it forever, that's for sure, so we can't let them take over the industry. But right now, they're making great movies.
Right.
And DC and Warner Brothers are not.
All right, Brian, I want to know who would you pick for your Suicide Squad? 5 DC characters.
I mean, on my squad?
Yeah, your
It's hard. Do I want to
Brian the Machine Gun.
Yeah.
You're in the Randall Flagg.
So do I want to pick the ones that I think will get the job done, or do I want to pick the coolest villains?
You want to pick the guys that, because you lead the team, you want to pick the guys that you want on your back, but also that you know you can control.
See, so immediately I was like, well, I gotta have Joker, but then immediately I'm like, well, you can't fucking control him, and he'll stab you in the back, and he'll figure out a way to get that bomb out of his, like, no matter what you do with Joker, he'll fucking twist and turn around on you.
But
I'll take Bane.
I can cut it.
Obviously, because Bane, bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
And in the comic book version, can you control him? Yeah, you gotta control his juice. So I will take Bane. I'll take Catwoman because I need a sneaky fucking rogue. You gotta, you gotta like switch up your team. So Bane's gonna be my tank. Catwoman's gonna be my rogue. I want to say like Lex Luthor for his resources, but I don't know if he'd actually be good on the squad itself. Like in the trenches. If
he had like his like robotic suit that he fights Superman in, yeah, he could be a badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you really want him, because you're gonna have to outmaneuver him at the end.
He's not as smart as he thinks he is.
He's got a lot of resources though.
He does have a lot of resources, it's true.
But
I'm gonna put a bomb in the base of his skull and up his butt.
Up his butt.
So he can only get one out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The DC villains, this is tough because you can't, like, by their nature, you're not going to be able to control them, which obviously they showed in the movie. You can't fucking control any of them. You got to pick them so they're powerful enough, but you got to pick them so that you can control them too. This is really tough.
Yeah, I know. I'm liking where you're going with it though.
Yeah. Bane, Catwoman, fuck it, Lex Luthor. I would take Deadshot just for what he is in the comic books, the guy that never misses. No matter how far away he is, no matter what the target is, the dude's curving the bullet or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, only Batman's made him miss, so I would take Deadshot.
But that's what's good about Deadshot is easy leverage.
Right. Well, in the movie, I don't remember him ever fucking having a daughter. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fifth member.
You might want Harley Quinn in there to have some sexy stuff going on with her and Catwoman.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Throw Poison Ivy in there, fuck it.
Poison Ivy. Now there's...
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to carry, like, weed killer around in my pocket.
Right.
Like, you want me to dump this out on these fucking flowers? I will.
That's, again, yeah, easy leverage, because if you just threaten flowers, of course, she's going to get you...
She'll get you later, yeah. She'll definitely get you later when you're on the toilet, and here comes a fucking spiky vine up the toilet, grabbing you and pulling you in. You're fucked. That's why the whole notion of Suicide Squad is stupid, because you can't control these people.
Right.
Like,
you have to find the people...
They're in Arkham for a reason. Like, Batman throws them in there and hides the key for a reason.
Yeah. Batman's fucked as far as, like, his rogues gallery. Like, everybody else's rogues gallery is pretty mild compared to his. Like, everybody really wants to fuck Batman up, and he has some competition.
There was a great cartoon where Joker went to Lex Luthor and was like, I'll take Superman, you take Batman.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor's like, you can't even handle a mortal. Like, what makes you think you can handle this motherfucker? And sure enough, Joker totally twisted Superman in knots, hit him with kryptonite, threw acid on his suit, had him all fucked up. And Lex Luthor couldn't do shit to Batman.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, that's what we thought.
All right, that was good. Let's do our flush it or flaunt it.
27 hours beat. You flush it, I flaunt it.
Do you have a flush it or flaunt it for this week?
Yeah, Flush It is this whole fucking movie. Fuck this movie. Flush it. Find all the copies on DVD and flush those too. And don't make a Suicide Squad 2. I'm going to go and preemptively say, flush Suicide Squad 2.
You don't believe that James Gunn is going to be able to do something different with it?
No, I don't. Because I don't think that WB is giving their creative people enough control or time. They don't have the freedom they need, the casting they need, or the time they need. We are hearing way too much about interference and reshoots and arguments on set. I don't think it's going to be good.
Really cool potential things that Suicide Squad could have been was really awesome connective tissue to the rest of the universe. And that's where they didn't use that to their best ability. You know, they stuck Batman in there, and in the extended cut, I don't think it was in the original cut, but in the extended cut, Flash is in there because you see Flash take down Captain Boomerang in the flashbacks.
Yeah, you don't see that.
But I don't think that was in the other movie. But
and then also Batman like revives Harley Quinn, doesn't he?
Yeah, he goes to revive her and then she starts kissing him and he's like, ew, stop it.
Yeah. It's like, how dumb was that? I forgot to mention that here. That was fucking stupid.
I thought that was good.
Batman doesn't want to kill people, but like he says, like, I don't have to fucking save you.
One of my favorite
Sorry.
things in Suicide Squad is when she goes off the road with Joker in the Porsche, and Batman jumps into the bay, and she's in there, and she's through the windshield, and she's laying on the hood, and Batman goes to save her, and she comes up and starts trying to stab him like a crazy person, and he just fucking
Yeah.
and you just see like a little bit of blood float up. Like, that was great, dude.
Yeah, that was good. But again, I feel like when they go into the water, Batman would just be like, well, guess I don't gotta deal with them anymore.
But Batman went into water, he's not coming back up with that fucking cape.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
He's at the bottom of the bay for the rest of his...
If you've ever fucking, like, if you think we're messing around, go swimming and just wear a pair of jeans. Like, not even a cape or a suit of armor.
Yeah,
just
you
wear
will.
a pair of jeans and try to make it
will.
across the fucking pool. And you'll
Yeah.
be like, oh, shit.
With your shoes.
Yeah.
Like, you will die.
Yeah.
You'll die. My cousin jumped into the fucking pool one time, and we were playing superheroes. We had towels wrapped around our necks.
Yeah.
He jumps in and he comes up, and the towel had gone over the top of his head. And he was just like, he was just gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, there was no hope. And I'm like, go back down. It will float off your head. You try it again. Nope. He's just panicked and it was gonna die. And like, I had to save his life. But yeah.
So he didn't make it.
No, my cousin's dead now.
That's what I figured.
R.I.P., bro. R.I.P.
But my Flaunt It is a series on Amazon Prime that just came out with season 3, and I fucking love it. It's also a book series called The Expanse. It's written by James S.A. Corey, which is actually a pen name for 2 different authors that work on the books together. I don't remember what network had the first 2 seasons, but Amazon picked it up and created the 3rd season. So now it's like an Amazon original. They have like full control of it now. So the special effects are better now, but it's science fiction set in the near future that is also told very realistically through the rules of astrophysics. So it's not like Star Wars where, you know, there's explosions and sound and like no zero G. Like they have an answer for everything. Like,
Is there an explosion in space and there's no sound? Because I always want to see that, and then
Yeah.
you never fucking do it.
Yeah, there is.
Awesome.
And
I will watch it just for that.
they just ask a bunch of good questions like, how would you deal with zero G? Like, okay, we have magnetic boots. So they have a whole political, like, they're on the brink of war. You figure out like Mars and Earth. And then in between are people that live on comets or asteroids, and they're called the Belters. And they have political goals they want too. But because they're born out there, they can't breathe the atmosphere of Earth. So it's all these great little things that they thought of, and throw into that mix our first contact with alien life, which is nothing like you think it is, and nothing like you've seen in another movie.
Nice.
I'm so sick of watching sci-fi where alien life is basically a blue human.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, it's a bipedal figure that also has 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 eyes, and nose and a mouth.
That
Like,
it doesn't make any sense. Why
weird.
would everything look human?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just look around Earth. Just look around Earth and nothing else looks like us. Why the fuck would aliens look like us?
Right.
So I love watching movies where they go, what's an alien life form going to be and how's it going to react? And they just go off the fucking wall. So in everything else, they really set it hard in the rules of science. And then with their alien life is just like, it's fucking crazy.
Nice.
And I love it. And it's really well done story. Again, it's driven by characters. You really get to know the characters and you really get to care about them all. So
I really
watch The
like.
Expanse.
I want to see a real space explosion too, because you always see these big fiery explosions in space.
Yeah.
There's no oxygen in space.
So it's like initially, yeah,
It'd be like,
if it blows up from inside a ship, you would see that, and then
you'd see the fire,
all
and then
of
as
the
soon as it
oxygen
hits
would be taken away.
space, then the fire goes out.
So what you see in this is the only thing that they really add, and I think you have to do this, is to improve space-time travel, like the time, because right now it takes us forever. You know, if you wanted to go from Earth to Mars, it's going to take you years.
Yeah.
So they throw a new engine in there. They're like, oh, this is our Epstein engine that was invented, and they kind of give you a backstory on the engine. So now our nukes and like missiles and torpedoes have this engine too. So you see like more of a blue flash, but there is no like orange fiery explosion.
Nice.
The other thing I realized the other day, I was watching it and they have a bunch of zero G scenes, and I was trying to think of, you know, Star Wars is like my OG sci-fi that got me into sci-fi as a kid. Star Wars doesn't have a single zero G scene in it.
No, nowhere.
Not one.
Yeah, just everything has artificial.
Everything's got gravity.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of cool stuff, and it's very much worth your time. I'm almost done with the 3rd season right now, and I'm telling you, every single episode blows my mind.
Nice. And that's
Yeah.
on Prime?
It's on Amazon Prime.
And what's it called?
The Expanse.
The Expanse. Excellent. Okay. So mine is, I'm kind of coming kind of late to the table, but I saw Overlord this week. And for horror fans that are out there, there's a lot of horror out there right now. And for horror fans that are just like sick of seeing these pussy ass PG-13 horror movies, Like Overlord takes it to the next extreme where you see some nasty fucking shit and everything is bloody and gnarly. Takes place in World War II. It starts off so hardcore. You're just on the plane. These guys are going to war. They tell you what their fucking mission is, and then their plane gets attacked, and from then on, the movie is just like fucking run, run, run.
Nice.
And then it's like a Quentin Tarantino movie where like half of it is like they're in World War II, they're behind enemy lines, and it's just a war movie, and then halfway through it goes completely fucking apeshit, and there's like zombies, Nazis, and weird experiments and shit.
Nice.
And it gets really creepy and scary, and it's really bloody and gross. And then, you know, it comes to an awesome conclusion, and it's just like everything you want from a horror movie.
Sweet.
It's just perfect. So that's my flaunt it this week is Overlord.
And then your flush it is also Suicide Squad? Because you're so convinced after listening to me rant for an hour?
Yeah. No, you still haven't turned me. Like, I see your point for sure, but you still haven't turned
Points.
me. Points.
Yeah, points.
Plural.
Yeah.
Plurals.
Well, I mean, you know, there are people that think Suicide Squad is a bad movie, and then there are people that are wrong. So...
Oh, I want to bite your testicles.
Don't tease me with a good time.
Let's see, my flush it this week.
By the way, I actually looked it up. You're the only person to buy a DVD of Suicide Squad, so...
It's Blu-ray, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Sorry, you're the only person to buy a DVD or Blu-ray. It actually, I bought a movie. I can't remember what I bought. I think I bought Wonder Woman, and it came with a digital download of Suicide Squad.
Did it really?
And
No. You're a liar, dude.
Yeah, and I just fucking threw it away.
You're a liar.
Because I was like, nobody fucking needs that.
No, dude. Fucking Suicide Squad made a shit ton of money. Hang on. Suicide Squad. So the budget was $175 million.
Wow, imagine how many people you could have fed with that.
Yeah, and
it
made $325 million.
How?
$325 million.
You know, again, because they came up with a good trailer.
It was huge because people want to see these things even if they suck. They want to see them just so they can come home and tell their friends that they suck.
People, we have got to start voting with our dollars. If you want better quality movies than the garbage that is Suicide Squad, served up on a fucking plate, and you're told to just wolf it down, fuck that. Stop going to see these bad movies.
I agree. And you know what? That's going to be my flush it for this week is
Suicide Squad.
Not Suicide Squad. My flush it this week is giving our dollars to the same shit all the time, even though we know something's going to be bad. So let's flush that activity. Let's start standing up for what we believe in and stop saying, I'm going to see this even though I know it's going to suck.
Yeah. I'm so sick of hearing that. This is going to be bad, but I'll go see it. Why? That's 2 hours of your life you're not getting back, man.
That's true. And how often have you been wrong? Like, I am not wrong often when I'm like, this is going to suck.
When I think a movie's going to suck and I go see it, and
90,
it usually just always sucks.
98% of the time it sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for it, Brian? Are you ready for Marry, Fuck, Kill, Fight?
Marry, fuck, kill, fight!
Tell me who you'd fuck, marry, and kill. This game is the definition of thrill. You have to pick, you have to choose. If you don't, you will lose. Tell me who you'd fuck, marry, and kill. Who you'd fuck, marry, and kill.
Oh!
Please say Margot Robbie's on this fucking list. You just gave me all dudes, didn't you?
No, I put her on here for you.
Thanks, man.
All right, so
I'm going to fight her. No, I'm just kidding.
So we've got Margot Robbie as Harlequin.
Right.
We've got Jared Leto's Joker.
I know.
Ben Affleck's Batman.
Oh, you're making this tough.
And Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, marry, kill. Fight! Who's it gonna be?
I am going to fight Ben Affleck as Batman so that he learns a lesson to never fucking play Batman again.
Are you gonna wear a costume or are you just gonna fight him?
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Are you gonna strip down completely nude?
Like the Greeks used to do.
And make
Gives
him
you nothing
fight
to grab onto. I'll be oiled up.
You just have just your 3-piece set.
Yep.
Just your donger.
Birthday
hanging down.
suit. It doesn't really hang, but he'll be poking out. I've ever seen like a button on a fur coat. And then I'm gonna fuck Jared Leto's Joker.
Oh no!
In the ear hole.
Oh no!
With a fucking knife. Because I fucking hate that character, and it has made me hate the actor. I didn't really hate Jared Leto before that, but now I do. I'm gonna kill Heath Ledger's Joker? Because wait, it's tough. I was just gonna say I'm gonna kill Heath Ledger's Joker because he's already dead, so I don't feel bad about it.
You gave up fucking Margot Robbie though.
No,
fucking
but
Jared Leto's
I'm gonna marry Margot Robbie.
Yeah, but you can in this game you don't ever get to fuck the girl you marry.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's the rule.
That's stupid.
You get to fuck her once a year on her birthday.
That's okay.
And missionary only.
Okay, I'll take it. Because what you're saying is, if I fuck her, then I have to marry one of these other dudes and fuck them on their birthdays. So I'm just going to stick with marrying her. And she'll be so just fucking attracted to my animal magnetism, she won't be able to keep her hands off.
Right. Will she call you Mr. B?
She will. And she's going to watch me kick the shit out of Ben Affleck as Batman and just be like, oh my God, that was amazing.
That's going to make her box buttery for sure.
Yeah, no, those are my choices. I'm gonna fight Ben Affleck. I'm gonna fuck Jared Leto as a lesson, as a way to punish him. He's not gonna enjoy it.
Not because you want to.
Yeah.
This will not be short.
You will not enjoy this. And then I feel bad because I love him, but I'm gonna just go ahead and re-kill Heath Ledger and just say, hey buddy, I know we brought you back. We resurrected you. Go ahead and get back in there.
Yeah.
And then I will get down on one knee and make Margot Robbie my wife forever.
Well, if she says no.
Sorry, Christina. I'm married to Margot Robbie now.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a choice. That's the way the game goes.
That's the way the game works. Yeah.
This is legally binding. As soon as I do these other 3 things, she has to marry me.
Yeah, this game has nothing to do with me too movement.
I'm gonna go find Ben Affleck first. And knock out these other 3 first. Does anyone know where Heath Ledger is buried? I need to know.
All right, Brian, that brings us to the end of the episode. You didn't convince me. I feel like you're leaving me hanging. My job was to turn you and make you be like, you know what? Suicide Squad's not that bad.
You didn't even try because you were just too busy defending all my
excellent points.
I really was. You were trying to parry them off, but you realized, oh shit, he's making a lot of good points and I'm going to have to agree with all of them, but say that my mind hasn't changed. Because you did agree with all my points.
You did. I did wind up agreeing with a lot of your points.
You're welcome.
You made some good ones. But
yeah, it's called just being observant. It's called keeping your eyes open while you watch it. I don't know what you're doing while you watch Suicide Squad, but it's obviously not watching it. Maybe you put it on and then you go to a different room and do something else and you're like, that was a great movie. But you're not sitting down and actually watching it. I can tell that for sure.
I couldn't finish it because you came over while I was watching it. So I missed the 3rd act. But I feel like we've done the 3rd act already, so it's okay.
I'll help you finish.
Yuck. Yucky, yucky, yucky. All right, everybody. You know the drill. Go check out our website. Check us out on social media. Brian, do we have any updates on your book?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Brian Gunn Books on Instagram.
2 weeks.
Follow me and I will tell you when the short story is coming out.
All right, everybody. That's Talking Poop. Thanks for joining us. Come back next time for some more Talking Poop. Talking Poop.
As they say in England, talking fecal matter.
Talking feces with my friends.